Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the objective type question and answer from the topic frequency sampling method of designing FIR filter. In the previous video, we discussed the windowing method of designing FIR filter, okay, digital FIR filter. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the frequency sampling method of designing the digital FIR filter. So already you know the various techniques used to design the FIR filter is first one is Fourier series method. The second one is a windowing method. Okay, so in windowing technique, there are different types of windows are there. Rectangular window, Hanning, Hamming, Blackman, Kaiser, Bartlett, so many windows are there. We discussed in the previous video. So now we are going to discuss about the frequency sampling method. So first you see the question. In the frequency sampling method for FIR filter design, we specify the desired frequency response HD of omega at a set of equally spaced frequency. It's a true or false? It's a true. Okay, so in frequency sampling method of designing FIR filter, we specify the desired frequency response at a set of equally spaced frequencies. So this term is a true. Then the next one, to reduce the side loop in which region of the filter the frequency specification have to be optimized. So in while designing the filter, in order to reduce the side loops, okay, so the side loop is unwanted band, the main loop is our wanted pass band. So in order to reduce the side loop, so where in which region we have to take the frequency specification to be optimized. Okay, so we have to take a transition band region. So you know the frequency response is having the three region. One is if it is a low pass, this is the pass band. Okay, so pass band means already you know the range of frequency the filter will allow. It is called as a pass band. Okay, then the range of frequency the filter will stop. It is called as a stop band. So this is the ideal response of low pass filter. But practically we will not get the response like that. So we will get the response so like this. Okay, so after a pass band, that is the region between the pass band and stop band. So this region we are calling it as a transition band. Okay, transition band means so during this frequency the gain of that filter it will slowly reduces. Okay, so in the transition band we have to in order to reduce the side loop we have to take the frequency specifications in this region. Okay, then the next one, what is the frequency response of a system with input h of n and window length is m. Okay, window length is m. So the frequency response of that particular system is nothing but we have to take the Fourier transform of that particular function. Okay, so the formula is that the h of omega equal to summation n equal to 0 to m minus 1. Here they are mentioning the length is m. So 0 to m minus 1 h of n e power minus j omega n. So here the answer D is the answer. Summation n equal to 0 to m minus 1 h of n e power minus j omega n. This is the frequency response of the FIR filter. Then the next question, the major advantage of designing the linear phase FIR filter using frequency sampling method lies in the efficient frequency sampling structure. So the statement is true or false. Okay, so already you know there are various methods are there in order to design the linear phase FIR filter. Okay, but what is the main advantage of designing this linear phase FIR filter using frequency sampling method? Okay, it is that lies in the efficient frequency sampling structure. Yes, okay, it's a true. Okay, since in which situation we have to use this frequency sampling method means, so where the most of the frequency samples are zero, at the time we may use this frequency sampling method. Okay, that is a efficient way of designing the linear phase FIR filter. Okay, so that is the thing. The next one, which of the following is introduced in frequency sampling realization of FIR filter? poles are more in number on unit circle. Zeros are more in number on unit circle. Poles and zeros are equally spaced points on unit circle. None of the mention. So which of the following is introduced in frequency sampling realization means the poles and zeros at equally spaced points on the unit circle. We can choose this frequency sampling realization. Okay. There is a potential problem for frequency sampling realization of FAR linear phase filter. The frequency sampling realization introduces poles and zeros at equally spaced points on a unit circle. The next thing, in the frequency sampling method of FIR filter design, we specify the desired frequency response at a set of equally spaced points. Yes, it's a true. Okay, it's a true only. In frequency sampling method, the HD of e power j omega or omega, we have to set it in a equally spaced frequency. Then the next thing, why it is desirable to optimize the frequency response in transition band of the filter in order to reduce the side loop. Okay, so already this question in different way we discussed. In order to reduce the side loop, in which region we have to take the optimization, we have to take in which region, that is the one question. So in order to reduce the side loop, we have to take in transition band of the filter, we have to take the frequency specification optimization. Okay, so here reversely that question is asked. Okay, so in order to reduce the side loop, we have to optimize the frequency response in the transition band. This thing. Then the next question, design of differentiator. Okay, so using this method. Okay, so using this windowing technique or frequency sampling method, so we can design low pass filter, high pass, band reject, as well as we can design differentiator. Okay, ideal differentiator and Hilbert transform we may design. So from the differentiator, so this is also an example for FIR filter. Okay, this differentiator, it is also a FIR, finite impulse response system. So from this we will see the question, how is the frequency response of ideal differentiator related to frequency? Okay, so the frequency response of ideal differentiator, how related to frequency? It is linearly related. Okay, the frequency response is linearly proportional to the frequency. Linearly proportional to frequency. Then which of the following is the frequency response of ideal differentiator? So what is the frequency response? That is the HD of omega or HD of e power j omega formula for ideal differentiator. So the HD of e power j omega equal to j omega for the frequency between minus pi to pi. So this is the frequency response of the ideal differentiator. Okay, so you just remember it. The frequency response of ideal differentiator is given by HD of omega equal to j omega. So that's why in the previous question you see the ideal differentiator, the frequency response of ideal differentiator, how it is related to the frequency. It's a linearly proportional. Okay, j omega. So you see the HD of omega equal to j omega. If you are taking modulus of HD of omega means the answer is omega. So it is linearly proportional to the frequency. Okay, so this is the frequency response of ideal differentiator. Okay, then the next question, what is the unit sample response corresponding to the above HD of omega? That is, the question is that unit sample response means h of n. Okay, so what is that time domain sequence corresponding to this frequency response? So already we discussed in signals and system, if you are taking Fourier transform for h of n, okay, unit sample response means unit impulse response. The other name we are calling it as a unit sample response. Okay, h of n. If you are taking Fourier transform, that is dt of t, for this h of n, we will get a hd, capital H of omega. Okay, so what is the unit sample response corresponding to the above ideal differentiator? So the h of n formula is that cos pi n divided by n. Okay, if you are taking for this hd of omega equal to j omega, over the frequency from minus pi to pi. If we are taking inverse dt of t, we will get the answer h of n equal to cos pi n divided by n. Okay, so the unit sample response of the ideal differentiator, we just remember it, cos pi n by n. The frequency response is j omega. The unit sample response is cos pi n. This is the time domain representation. This thing is the frequency domain representation. Then the next one, the ideal differentiator has which of the following unit sample response? Symmetric, anti-symmetric, cannot be explained, none of the mentioned. So the ideal differentiator, it has the anti-symmetric unit sample response as well as the frequency response. Okay, so the ideal differentiator, and the next one we are going to see about the another one important FIR. It's a Hilbert transform. The Hilbert transform and ideal differentiator, these are all the example for anti-symmetric sequences. Okay, anti-symmetric sequences. Then the next thing, HD of n. If HD of n is the unit sample response of ideal differentiator, then what is the value of HD of 0? That is the value of HD of the value of unit sample response at a time n equal to 0. Okay, in origin at a time n equal to 0, what is the value of HD of 0? So the value of unit sample response is 0. Okay, the value of unit sample response, it is a 0. Then the next question, which of the following is the condition that an differentiator should satisfy? Okay, so what is the condition that the differentiator should satisfy? First one, infinite response at 0 frequency, finite response at 0 frequency, negative response at 0 frequency, 0 response at 0 frequency, 0 response at 0 frequency. Since you know the HD, for a differentiator, what is the capital H of omega formula? The H of omega equal to j omega. Okay, j omega. It is directly proportional to the frequency omega. If the frequency is 0 means what about the frequency response? It is also 0. Okay, so the 0 response at 0 frequency. When with respect to frequency, it will linearly increasing. Okay, then the next question, we are going to see about from Hilbert transform. Okay, Hilbert transform, we have to see what kind of filter is an ideal Hilbert transformer. This ideal Hilbert transformer is either low pass, high pass filter, band pass filter, all pass filter. So this ideal Hilbert transformer, it is a all pass filter. Okay, it's an example for all pass filter. Then how much phase shift does an Hilbert transform import on the input? So the Hilbert transform, already this Hilbert transform you studied in communication theory. Okay, in communication theory, in the second unit, we studied this Hilbert transform. Okay, so how much phase shift this Hilbert transform produces? This Hilbert transform produces 90-degree phase shift. The ideal Hilbert transform, it can produce the phase shift of 90 degree to the input signal. Then which of the following is the frequency response of ideal Hilbert transform? So we discussed the frequency response of differentiator. What is the frequency response of differentiator? It's a j omega for the omega between minus pi to pi. Similarly, the frequency response of ideal Hilbert transform is this one. Okay, the A, that is for the frequency, for the positive frequency 0 to pi, the value is minus j. For the frequency minus pi to 0, it is plus j. So this is the frequency response HD of omega for the ideal Hilbert transform. Okay, minus j for positive frequency from 0 to pi, plus j for the frequency between minus pi to 0. Okay, this is the Hilbert transform. The use of Hilbert transform, it can introduce 90-degree phase shift to the input signal. Then in which of the following field the Hilbert transform are frequently used? Okay, so generation of SSB, okay, single sideband signal, radar signal processing, speech signal processing, all of the mentioned. This Hilbert transform are frequently used in all these fields. Generation of SSB. So in communication theory, in the generation of single sideband signal, we used this Hilbert transform. Okay. Then radar signal processing, speech signal processing. So in all field, we are using this Hilbert transform. So you see the Hilbert transform are frequently used in communication system and the signal processing. For example, the generation of SSB modulated signal, radar signal processing, speech signal processing. Then the next one, the unit sample response. Okay, so unit sample response or unit impulse response of ideal Hilbert transform is dash. Okay, so already we discussed the question, the unit sample response of differentiator. What is the unit sample response of differentiator? Cos pi n by n. Similarly, for this Hilbert transform, what is the unit sample response means? H of n equal to 2 by pi n sine pi n by 2 the whole squared. When n not equal to 0. When n equal to 0, h of n is 0. Okay, so this is true or false? This is true. So the unit sample response of the Hilbert transform is this one. You just remember it. 2 by 2 into sine pi n by 2 the whole square divided by pi n. When n not equal to 0, 0 when n equal to 0. This is a one formula. Or in terms of cos. Okay, so here you see the sine squared theta. So 2 sine squared theta, it can be written as 1 minus cos theta. Okay, if you are the h of n, the other formula for this unit sample response of Hilbert transform in terms of cos is 1 minus cos pi n divided by pi n. Okay, this is the another formula. So both the thing is same only. Unit sample response of ideal Hilbert transform. Okay, so you remember this formulas. The next question, the unit sample response of Hilbert transform is infinite in duration and causal. It's a true or false? This one is infinite duration and causal. Okay, it's a false. So you see, what is the unit sample response of Hilbert transform? H of n equal to 2 by pi sine pi n by 2 the pi the whole square when n not equal to 0. H of n is 0 for n is equal to 0. Okay, so from this we can say that this ideal Hilbert transform is infinite in duration. So the first one is correct. But causal, it's not a causal, it's a non-causal. Since here you see the h of n is available for negative time as well as positive time. Okay, for both the time the h of n is available. Okay, that's why this is the non-causal sequence. The next question, it is impossible to design all pass digital Hilbert transformer. Okay, all pass digital Hilbert transformer. The design is impossible. Yes, it's a true. So it is practically impossible to design the ideal all pass digital filters. The next one, what is the value of unit sample response of ideal Hilbert transform for NS even? Okay, so for NS even, that is the value of Hilbert transform, the unit sample response, the answer is 0. The value of unit sample response for N even, it is a 0. Okay, then the next one, in Gibbs phenomenon, the ringing effect is predominantly present near the dash, band gap, band edge, bandwidth, band shell, band edge. In Gibbs phenomenon, the ringing effect is predominantly present near the band edge. The next one, consider the assertion given below, which among them is an advantage of FIR filter. Okay, so what are the advantage? The necessity of computational technique for filter implementation, requirement of large storage, incapability of simulating prototype analog filter, presence of linear phase response. Okay, so the advantage of the FIR filter is the presence of linear phase response. So maximum all FIR filters are linear phase FIR filters. Then in FIR filter, which among the following parameter remains unaffected by the quantization effect. In FIR filter, which among the following parameter remain unaffected by quantization effect? Magnitude response, phase characteristics, both A and B, none of the above. Phase characteristics. So the phase characteristics is remain unaffected by quantization effect. Which filter exhibit their dependency upon the system design for the stability purpose? Okay. IAR filter. Which filter exhibit their dependency upon the system design for stability purpose? IAR. Okay, here is the answer. Then FIR filters are all pole filter, all zero filter. FIR filters are all zero filters. Okay. Since in the maximum FIR filters are stable filters only. Okay, so stable filter means all poles maximum it is located at the origin. Okay, located at the origin or that is within the unit circle. So that's why the FIR filters are called as all zero filters. Then IR filters are all pole filter, all zero filter. IR filters are all pole filters. Okay. Then the next thing, state the condition for digital filter to be stable and causal. Okay. So what is the condition for one digital filter to be causal and stable? So we discussed, we studied this question in digital signals and system. Okay. So what is the condition for digital filter to be causal and stable? So the first one, if the digital filter is causal, the impulse response it is 0 for n less than 0. That is for negative value of time, the impulse response is 0. Only the impulse response is available for positive values of time. Means that system is said to be causal. Similarly, the digital filter is stable if and only if the impulse response is absolutely summable. Okay, that means summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity, the modulus of h of n value, it should be less than infinity. If the filter satisfies this condition, that system is said to be stable. If the system satisfies this condition, that system is said to be causal. If one digital filter satisfies both the condition, that digital filter is said to be causal and stable. Okay. Then the next one, mention the necessary and the sufficient condition for linear phase characteristics of FIR filter. Okay. So what is the necessary and sufficient condition for linear phase characteristics of FIR filter? So the conditions are if the filter is a symmetric. Okay, symmetric filter means it should satisfy the condition the impulse response h of n equal to h of capital N minus 1 minus n, where capital N is the length of that particular filter. If it is an anti-symmetric filter means it satisfies the condition h of n equal to minus h of n minus 1 minus n. Okay, if it is a symmetric, it should satisfy the above condition. If it is an anti-symmetric, odd means it satisfies this condition. Then the FIR filters are always stable. It's a true. Okay, so all FIR filters are stable filters. Okay, stable filter and a linear phase filters. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions about the design of FIR filter using frequency sampling method and ideal differentiator and Hilbert transform. Okay, so if we want to learn the remaining DTSP MCQ video means I will give link in the description box or in my channel in discrete time signal processing playlist. All MCQ videos are available in a order. Okay, if you want to learn the MCQ for signals and system or antenna and microwave engineering, so you go and search in my channels. The separate playlist is there, antenna and microwave engineering as well as signals and system. So in signals and system, the last 17, 18 videos are MCQ. The remaining is the as per syllabus, all videos are available. Okay, so if you want to learn, you go and learn. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel and please subscribe my channel for more videos. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.